Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. My name's Anton, and I'm bringing you today's 5 things we learnt from the Manchester City game. And listen, I am reasonably positive about what we saw yesterday. I think that West Ham gave a good account of themselves, in particular in the second half, albeit in the first half for the first 3 minutes. I thought we were unbreakable and unbeatable. But of course, like any loss, you'll be disappointed. That's natural. And there are definitely things we could have changed and done differently in the game yesterday against Manchester City. So I thought I'd bring to you the 5 things that I learned from the game and the loss at Manchester City. So the first one and first point I want to bring up to you is this point here. Lucas Paqueta, who is currently blowing hot or cold. And what I mean by that is currently we're not really seeing any level of consistency in his performances. And we haven't saw consistency in his performance for a little while. He is blowing hot or cold. Obviously, we know a lot's going on. I think that he sometimes is unplayable, and then he produces then a performance like he did against Manchester City yesterday. What do I mean by that? Well, the one thing that frustrates me the most about Lucas Paqueta is when he gives the ball away in really dangerous areas. And I don't mind when a player of his creativity gives the ball away further up the field, but not putting us in danger. And sometimes it's as if he tries differently, tries something different to be different, possibly to show off. I don't know. But what his performance did today did not help West Ham. Didn't help himself. It didn't help West Ham. What we need to do is kind of put our arms around them and just say, listen, just give us what you can do, because what you can do is enough. And when you try and do something different, it doesn't work. That's really key. Right now, he's blowing hot and cold. His inconsistencies in his football game right now are quite drastic. However, it could be excused thinking there's a lot going on, but he's more than capable because, in my opinion, I think he's trying too hard. So let me know your thoughts on that. I think what's interesting is with Carlos Soler coming in, that once he gets up to speed, like I could actually see Soler coming in, and people are saying that Soler could come in and take over the likes of Paqueta's position. So he needs to watch over his shoulders because he's not going to be a guaranteed starter. Nobody is. Well, maybe a couple are, but yeah, put your comments in and let me know your thoughts. Number 2, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is proving to be an absolute bargain today. Again, covering many different positions, fullback, left and right, mainly supposedly right, but had to move into left back position. And again, stepped up. Again, is showing what he's capable of doing, and a real bargain. Honestly, we paid 15 million quid for this guy, and he's coming in and giving us performances so far that he's done. He looks like the real business. He looks like the real deal. He knows how to get forward. I don't know where we got this mindset to think that he couldn't get forward, and obviously he can defend. We've done a last-ditch tackle today again, just looking like he is settled into East London, settled into West Ham, settled into the system, and it seems to really work for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So what an absolute bargain. And this could be a common theme throughout every time we do the 5 things we learnt from the games that we play. Number 3 for me is Mohammed Kudus. We need to either move him into the middle or just give him the ball a lot more. Every single time we gave him the ball against Manchester City, he borderline nearly done something with it. He was really dangerous in times that he got the ball. But in the first half, everyone at West Ham kind of dwindled away. But when we got the ball, we never really put the ball into his area. But in the second half, we changed the dynamics. We started to get him and Jared Bowen involved. Lots of people calling for Mohammed Kudus to go through the middle. Listen, I'm game for that. Why not? But if you're not going to move him through the middle, just get the ball to him, because it seems to be that no matter the amount of players that the opposition team put on him, he finds a route out, or he utilizes the space that he's in, and he also involves other players. And if he's been marked by 3, sometimes 2 or 3 players, which means then that would free up another player in the team, and he seems to, maneuver that quite well. So for me, it's a case of, if you're not going to move him central, give him the ball, aim for him quite a lot, because it seems to be that he's worked out the code to get past these players. He's a phenomenal footballer, and he's unlucky not to get on the score sheet. A couple of chances today, a bit more clinical in front of goal. Bang, he's going to be off the mark for the season. I think the international break is good. It's come at a good time. We've early days. We saw 3 games. It's now good to get them off our chest, and now we can push forward and see what we can create for the rest of the season. I mean, number 4 has proven so far that we can get at teams. The first 3-4 minutes of that game against Manchester City were phenomenal. Manchester City grew into the game. They nullified any threat, and to be honest with you, killed the game in their mannerisms. The second half, West Ham has shown the fire, the determination, the style of play that we've got. We can hold on to the ball, we can pass it. We don't have to pass it sideways, we can pass it forwards. And again, not panicking. It means we play the ball around the team. And that's what we need to do. And that's what gives me the excitement in my belly, thinking about the next game, thinking about as we progress through this season. I think we will only get better. And we definitely should just get at teams, because we're definitely more than capable of scoring more goals than what we currently have. So that is an excitement. Let me know if you agree with me. And the final point is simply Haaland, number 5. Haaland, the guy scored back-to-back hat-tricks in the Premier League in his 3rd game of the season. He scored 7 goals this season. He's on like 8 or 9 hat-tricks in his very short Manchester City career, playing 60-something Premier League games. It's actually ridiculous. And if you play to his strengths, he is going to punish you. And unfortunately, due to 2 individual errors, we played to his strength. If you give him a sniff of that goal within 18 yards, he's probably going to put it in the back of the net. And he has proven that today in an abundance. So Haaland is the cheat code. Haaland is, I don't know if you put how many players you put on him, because they're just not going to stay with him. His strength, his ability, his willingness to succeed, his vision. He just knows how to put the ball into the back of the net. And what's interesting is Manchester City became so reliable on him putting that ball in the back of the net. I'm intrigued to see if that could always happen with other strikers. Probably could, because the rest of their team are very good, and let's not take away from that. But Haaland was definitely the difference today. And that's why I say West Ham 1, Haaland 3. Tell me know if you agree with what I've said. Keep the comments coming in, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and of course, come on, you are.